Hello, everyone. Welcome to, yes, what you have been waiting for. That's the development of management dashboard. You know, when you're driving your car, you don't have to open your engine to see the state of your battery. You don't have to open your engine to see the revolutions of the engine or the amount of fuel that you have in the tank. Fuel is scarce these days. So you don't have to go to the inside your under your hood, put a temperature there to know the temperature. Right in the car as you are driving it, you have a dashboard which gives you an indication of the health of your engine. The same is true in our universities. The vice chancellor does not need to go to the laboratories, workshops, to normal students. Right in his very front, Korokoro eyes, is able to see what is happening in the university. A dean of faculty able to see what's happening in his or her faculty and all of that. So the object of today's exciting lesson, exciting for me, because it's a tool that we all need in management, and it is a tool that the director of academic planning, yes, you would have to develop. So we brought to you the best in this area. That's engineer Damilola Bamiro. I'm now going to yield to him to take us for about 20 minutes on how we develop a management dashboard. Recall that it's going to give us a practical session on Saturday. So that's going to be good. You go to practice how you do it. And the overall idea is that when we finish this training, you're able to set up your management dashboard. You are not going to be perfect. It's not going to be a perfect dashboard at the start, but over time, you'll be removing the bugs and you'll be improving on the dashboard. So over to you, engineer Damilola Bamiro.
Thank you very much, Prof. That was a very wonderful analogy, and I think it goes to speak a lot about what we're going to talk about today. Like you said, and you opened, we're looking at how to design that great academic planning dashboard that tells you everything that's going on in the institution. I'll just give you a little definition I found. Um, from adding a new program to changing degree requirements, decisions, and that's what the decisions made regarding learning, teaching, and research will graduate throughout the university. Academic planning ensures these decisions, again, work towards the university's envisioned future. This I quote from the Society for College and University Planning. But you notice the key word there, decision. If your dashboard is not helping you to make a decision, then it's not a very effective dashboard. We'll go more into these decisions. How do you make a decision? What tells you, what are those data elements, reports that need to be presented to the management on a regular basis where management can take a decision? What are those data elements that can cause a change in academic planning strategy of the institution? What are those policy decisions that require inputs from academic planning directly? And of course, what are those trends that you'll observe? And these trends are not things that technology can completely tell you. You also need to begin to feel the data and begin to know what the system is telling you. What's the outcome? Is that, every institution wants to match its academic offerings with the needs of the learners, because this is drastically changing today. Identify and commit to research priorities. This is, you can imagine how COVID research took over a lot of budgets in a lot of institutions today. Position itself for sustainable success in the future. Our universities today must be sustainable, and one of the key elements of any institution is the input from academic planning. And then, of course, there are many things to gain in terms of efficiency in the short term, because management of the institution will actively be taking input from the academic planning division. Every academic planning division is based on these 5 tenets. I'll call them key tenets because there are more, but let's just look at, the key, what I consider as the key. The first one is the student services. Everything that concerns the student and retention and how happy a student is in your institution, you need to get that data. You need to know and get a feel for what's going on there. The student services like your shock absorber, as you're driving the car, as smooth as it is, you know that, yeah, things are going well. Then the enrollment, this is very critical. Career services, both for the students, the admin staff, everybody must be progressing. The libraries, this is the information storage. And library these days, as we all know, is no longer just hard books, and physical structures. Of course, last but not the least on my list is information technology. Every academic planning unit is like what I call the second level IT unit of the institution. Everything technology is doing must lead up to academic planning, whether you like it or not. Now, if you now look at when you want to create a management dashboard, this does not concern academic planning. This is actually just what I call the bread and butter of any dashboard. The dashboards depend on true data. Whatever you're seeing, you must be able to trust it. And usually, the best kind of true data is live data. And I'll tell you shortly why I say live data. Because live data tells the truth always. You cannot dispute what live data is telling you. But of course, every dashboard may have what you call dead data. Sorry, I'm using live and dead, but it's just a way of seeing that when you, as the academic planning head, when you go to your, let's say, bursary, and you say, give me this data, whatever they prepare for you, that's dead data. It's not alive. It wasn't generated instantly. There was human input into it. That's what we call in technology dead data. You have to be wary of it because it may be wrong. It may not be prepared well. Somebody may have gotten a source different. So you have to begin to understand the importance of live IT system. Then, of course, every dashboard will have what you call analyzed live data. Not only is the data analyzed, but that it is, and it's not only is data live, but it is analyzed, it is structured, and it is presented properly, which helps you to see exactly what is going on. Like I would stress to you now, any dashboard you are going to work on must have alerts and notification. Something must be screaming at you saying, sir, something is going on here. Something is wrong here. This used to be +5. Now it is +25. Why is this? You need to ask questions. You need to begin to say, why is this data here? And why is this not? Visual aids are good. So red for negative, green for positive. All of those things tell you the live truth, what is going on now. Now, like I said, for this dashboard, I will talk briefly about what you mean by an API, but let me just first of all stress that the dashboards are a weave of data. You cannot say a dashboard is going to give you just one single piece of information. No. What you need to begin to realize is that for you to prepare a great dashboard, information must be coming from everywhere, from student services, enrollment, career services, your information technology systems in your institution. This must all come and tell you a story. Now, I will quickly delve into something technological, even though it looks complex, but it's not. It's just for you to understand what's going on. There's something there I put live outputs and live outputs API. Let me quickly explain what an API is. An API is just the way IT systems talk. And for a lot of institutions today, I know that some of them have what you call implementations in silos, which means registry is running its own software, academic planning is running something, admissions is running something, bursary is running something, even the administration is running something. It's fine. Even if that's the situation you have, no problem. But you see, every IT system has a way by which it can export data live as it is happening and feeding into another system. That little piece of software that is written is called an API. So don't worry about going too deep into it. Just know that when you talk to any head of IT in your institution and you say, I need you to create 3 APIs that will talk to this central system so that I can have a dashboard, the guy begins to realize, oh, this man knows what he's talking about. That's because you begin to understand that APIs are usually how IT systems talk to each other. So if you have any great dashboard anywhere in the world, you will see that the quality of API that they create is what makes for a good dashboard. Then when the API, let's call that API like a bridge. So you've built a bridge between your registration system and maybe the academic planning system. Now the question is, what's going to come over that bridge? What do you want coming over that bridge? How frequently, how constantly, what triggers information coming over that bridge? For any live system, the rule is simple. As it changes, send me a copy. As this is increasing, send me a copy. As this is decreasing, send me a copy. Whatever is happening on your side, send me a copy. That simply tells you that the API is the bridge that ensures that everything is coming in to you. And to you, by default, now means your dashboard. Now, you'll see that what I will show you some sample systems now that show you in depth how APIs can be used, because this is the secret of how you're going to make an effective dashboard. One thing you watch out for as I give you these examples is, number one, we're going to look at just a simple dashboard. And the question is, where is this data coming from? Which is your data sources? Number two, this data that you're showing me, what's the makeup of this data? How did you acquire this data? So for example, you may tell your technology guy, give me the list of faculties and give me the enrollment per faculty. Even though he gave you all of that, your dashboard may just simply show total enrollment. So you see total enrollment 20,000, but the technology people have sent you the breakdown of that 20,000. What am I trying to tell you here? It's not just that you have a dashboard that just displays, oh, you have 20,000 students enrolled. Is that from your dashboard, it's possible to actually drill down and say, show me more. Show me what made up these 20,000. Because, let's take, for example, you are used to an enrollment of 11,000. Suddenly you see 20,000. You're wondering what's going on here. How did we reach 20,000? Show me. And then you see a faculty and you see that, this new faculty is the one that took on 9,000. And you say, oh, that's that new program we started. This program is doing well and all of that. That tells you the truth. It tells you where everything is at that time, and you can explain it. And if you can explain it, the management can explain it. If the management can explain it, your chief executive can explain it. Simple. So these are the important elements of a dashboard. As we go around along with it, you will see. Then there's the alerts and notifications. If anything goes off, you should be able to be alerted. You should be able to say, well, this data should normally exist between this range and that range. If something goes off, I want to know about it. The system should be able to tell me about it. Then you will notice that most of the examples I've been giving you all leads to this number 4, trends and learnings. It's not something the system can really tell you, but with time, you as the head of academic planning, there will be some numbers that tell you a certain truth that based on historical numbers, you will know whether things are okay, something is going wrong, or things are going well. And like you said, once the car is driving, you don't have to go into the engine and begin to wonder what's going on. You will begin to learn, even when you get a brand new car, let me put it for example, you will still even learn how that car drives. You begin to say, oh, this is different. It drives well. This is what I must do and all of that. This is, in setting up a management dashboard, initially, you may have just a few elements, but with time, you begin to add things on, and you begin to progress with it. You're learning the trends, you're seeing the figures. You may get to work one morning, look at something and say, something is wrong there. It's because you've learned the trends and you begin to understand your own dashboard. So I'll quickly go into some systems, and having been exposed to JAMB, I will tell you that a lot of the management decisions we take is based on some of the few dashboards. At every level, we have dashboards, but then, of course, we have what we call the overall dashboard for the chief executive and management. By the way, you can have multiple dashboards at multiple levels. So it's not just one dashboard. It's that a dashboards can feed dashboards. It doesn't matter. It's an API. Just as you get it, give it to me too. So once you understand that concept, you know that it's not true that it can only be one dashboard. And different dashboards can show different levels of information. So at the faculty level, you know what you want to show. At the departmental level, you know what you want to show. At your level or management level, you know what you want to show. So let's quickly dive into a sample. Let me show you this sample. This is the dashboard of what we call the Central Admission Processing System of JAMB, which we use to monitor admissions in more than 800 institutions nationwide. Let me quickly rush through. This tells you that number of institutions in the system is 967. Total candidates that applied is 2.1 million. Qualified for admission is this and that. And you can see this dashboard. One thing about this dashboard, anything changes anywhere in 1-2 seconds, this dashboard has changed. But I'm not here to show you this dashboard. Let me now show you what went into this dashboard so that you can begin to understand what a dashboard is. Let's take note of institutions. Sorry, I'll be going back and forth so that we begin to see. Let's take institutions. For you to have that figure 967 on your screen here now, it meant the system went into the database of institutions and institution types. So tell the guy doing the IT guy, give me a list of institutions. Tell me what types they are. Polytechnics, colleges of education, universities. But on my dashboard, I'm just showing the total. But if I want to drill down, I can know what the composition is. But for this dashboard you're seeing here, we just said, give me the total. So if we add one university or a polytechnic or anything, instantly, this figure will change to 968. If we wake up one morning and we see this 967 has turned into 1020, you know there's a problem. We're already scampering. What happened? Why did this institutions change? What happened? Who? How many new universities in Nigeria? That kind of thing. Now, the second one is the candidates, UTME and D, live data from results database. This is pulling directly from the results database to say how many candidates took the exam, how many, if you look again here, it says qualified for admission, direct entry. With UTME and D, what is the total number of qualified students? All these qualified you see is coming from a database, live. It calculates, it changes, any change in the system, it will reflect here. Now, if we go again, we look at the O level. This is integrating with the registration system of the institution, telling us as every student is uploading his WAEC, updating, oh, I just passed GCE, I just passed SSC, I just passed anything, and they're all uploading. And this is done every day in this country. Every day somebody is uploading the results to say, now I have WAEC. So this will change according to what a reflection of what the situation will be. Then new arrivals. This new arrivals part is dealing now with the core admission system. If it says new arrivals for head of institution, it means there are 4 heads of institution across the country today who have not logged in to approve this admission. New arrival for desk officer means that there are 5 candidates that have not been approved by desk officers in JAMB as of today, as of now in the country presently. New arrivals for candidates acceptance. It means all candidates that were proposed admission have accepted the admission, and 4 means that this was the latest acceptance by candidates. As this is changing, as every VC is working on his desk in any university in this country, this dashboard here is changing. Instantly, it's changing. Once he clicks submit in University or UNN, this dashboard is changing. So just to show you, what's behind some of the dashboards that we see today. Admission summary. These are just analysis and alerts. Here, if something is going wrong, if we're not reaching a certain level at a certain time, it sends message notifications to the registrar or whoever is in charge. For example, let me give you an example. If candidates on desk officer table, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you see 344. If this number exceeds 500, the director of admission is going to get a message saying you have exceeded the minimum quota for today. Please get your officers to get in there and work on these admissions. So when some of these numbers begin to go beyond what it should be, the system is capable of sending messages to say something is wrong. So this is just what goes into this simple dashboard. And I tell you, this dashboard, if you've ever visited the registrar of JAMB, this is permanently on his screen facing his desk. Every morning he walks into his office. The first minute he goes and stands in front of the screen and is looking at it and saying, anything wrong? Once he sees something wrong, it may be the end of the day for him. Just to investigate what's wrong, what's shown on the dashboard may take the whole day for him. But the system is telling him the truth. He's not calling anybody saying, what have you done today? Nobody is lying. Nobody is giving fictitious numbers. Nobody is giving excuses. I'll give you a set system, the registration management system of the board. Now, you will see here, this is, it shows you total profile code generation, total PIN vendor. You don't need to bother yourself with some of these data elements. What I need to show you now is what highways are running into this, what APIs are running behind this. So let's take, for example, now, total profile code generation. How does a student generate a profile code? He goes on his phone, he types his NIM. Currently today, he types his NIM and sends it through the telco to NIMC and from NIMC to JAMB. That's the integration in place. So that profile code generation means how many candidates across the country have typed these and sent to telco, and the reports are being given. So the element behind this profile code generation is that there's an integration and there's a report running behind it. If you look at PIN vending, it says total PIN vended. Total PIN vended is the sales going on across the country. Any student that walks into any bank or financial institution and say, I want to buy a JAMB fund, and pays, instantly this number is changing. This is integrated between financial service systems, banks, MMO switches. It's for your own purposes, it may not be this complex, but I'm trying to tell you that when you want to build a dashboard, that highway you need to build must be sure, and most technology systems in the country today have this capability. You may not have been using it, but I'm telling you that all this information is possible today. Now, if you look at profile code and total generated, profile code and total generated tells you that 4,601 candidates are sitting right now in centers across the country typing their biodata. They're filling in, because the moment you enter a student's unique code, his profile code, to begin his registration, what's your name, picture, let me capture biometric, he sends a signal to our dashboard saying, we've begun in this place the registration of this candidate. We want to know how full the centers are. We want to know whether this registration today is slow. We want to know how things are going on well, because typically okay, the day this dashboard was taken, it says 4,601. In the height of registration, if I look at this, I can already tell you that we were not more than 1 week into registration for us to have 4,601, because during the height of registration, it goes to as high as 42,000, which means there are 42,000 seats in different locations where students are typing their biodata and filling the system. So if I walk into the office one day during the height of registration and I see 4,601, all hell is going to get loose, because we're going to be wondering, what? This small number, what's going on? What's preventing students from going to centers? What's the issue? Is today a public holiday? We need to explain it, because this figure is telling us the truth, and we need to believe these figures, because the system number of total registered is usually more than the number. Okay, sorry, a break there. Okay, so it's usually more than the number of total at the profile code, those creating the centers. Again, if you look at the mock candidates, this is simply telling us how many students we're going to prepare for that will take the mock exam so that they can practice and use it for the main exam. So I'll now just bring it on home a bit more and look at some sample academic planning systems. This is a dashboard for a university. You'll see that the institution has designed the dashboard in two ways. On the left side, that's one thing you can see. You see, this dashboard has collected all the data. That's why you can even sort the data on your dashboard. So on the left side, it has gender. It says all, which means it's showing all gender on this dashboard. Campus, which means you have multiple campuses, age ranges, ethnicities, residency, full-time, part-time, all this data. What it's trying to tell you is that, hey, I have all this data. What do you want me to show you? And this is a very interactive dashboard. You will achieve this in the end. It doesn't mean you're going to start with this, initially, but just to tell you the potential of what a dashboard, can do. So for example, you're in a management meeting, they want to know how many females registered in the institution today, because maybe we want to improve upon our female dominant courses, or want to know what are female dominant courses, something like that. It tells you here that, okay, there's 76.1% female, enrollment and all of that. And you can see the data across the dashboard. So that's what it is. Now, let's look at, this is sample 3, now sample 4. Look at another institution. This dashboard doesn't look pretty, but hey, the numbers are important. This is how the academic planning wanted the numbers presented. They want to see the returning candidates for the fall of 2013, 2014. Was there an increase? What's the percentage increase, decrease, all of that? They're tracking. You already see from this dashboard, they want to know where are students reducing, where is it increasing, what's going on with the enrollment. This tells you what's behind this system. This just tells you that this dashboard is majorly connected to a registration management system. So as the registrations are going on, this dashboard is picking numbers and arranging it in such a way that it tells the institution exactly what's going on. So like I said, what's behind this is just based on a simple registration platform. Again, this sample here, you have, sorry, it's not showing too well, the enrollment dashboard. Again, by gender, by campus, by school, faculty, all of that. I think by now you begin to understand that it's the data. Where are you going to get the data from? So I can give you a personal assignment and say, for this one, where do you think the data is coming from? Where are the data elements? What must be in place for these data to, appear on this dashboard? What are the best practices for operating a dashboard? Number one is whatever dashboard you implement on whatever server, be it online, be it on a local server, just have a dedicated web page or a link for it, because you may not be the only person accessing it. You may insist that every other faculty have it, the management has it, the chief executive has it, VC, and all of that. And of course, like I showed in this picture, there is nothing more important than a viewed dashboard. There's no point a dashboard being hidden away. You need to ensure that you can see this dashboard and it's always talking to you. Even mobile access may be good for a dashboard, where you can put it on an iPad, on the phone, and all of that, and make sure that you can always monitor it. Again, like I'm stressing, setting up alerts and notifications. And can I tell you something strange? Your alert or notification may even be a human being. You may give somebody work that every morning, check this thing. If something goes wrong, call me. It's still an alert. It's still somebody working with the dashboard to say, something is wrong with this data. So don't think your alert or notification may necessarily be a computer system. It may be a human who is just checking this dashboard every day. And, so in designing your own, consider the following. What are your data sources? What's available to you? The live and dead data. Dead data just means you're asking people for data. You're saying, please, can you generate this, generate that for me, and all of that. The better you design your dashboard is to have live data coming into your dashboard all the time without human inputs. Yes, initially, you may start with a lot of dead data. It's fine. It's fine. But have it at the back of your mind that as you go along, you're going to be replacing or automating the way you collect this data. Independent nature of your data acquisition. Please don't consider that the information you have must be controlled by you. No, you have to depend on each other. If you need information from admissions department and they have an admission system, you have to work with them. You cannot be saying, because I want to use this data, I must be in control of this data. No, you have to work with systems in the institution. Again, that's why automation and all of that without human input is very, very critical. Then you have to always design on a piece of paper. Look, in designing this thing, you can even take a paper and on your dashboard to start with, draw out those elements you want to see. Even have your dashboard on a piece of paper, on a large piece of paper, showing you what you want to see. Then the path to how you're going to get it is now how you now implement. That's the implementation of your dashboard. Your technology support in your institution, you're going to call on them. Again, IT guys, the problem they always have is you have to be specific. You have to tell them exactly what you want. If you tell them I want an API, they understand you. Okay, I want an API that tells me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 information. They understand you. But if you tell them I'm building a dashboard, I need it to be nice, they don't understand that. So you have to drill it down to exactly what you need. One thing is the technology guys may not understand where you're going, but it's okay. Just let them know this is what I need and how frequently I need it and how I want to get it. It's you that understands this makeup of this dashboard and how many parts talk to each other and come together. As you've seen in the previous samples, you will see that it's only with you that the data begins to make sense. At their own individual level, they're just monitoring their own individual bits of data. Then critical management information reports. These are, okay, every Monday morning, what do you want to give? There are some dashboards in JAMB that send us text message every Monday morning. It tells me what's going on the system every Monday morning. By 7 a.m., my SMSs start coming in. I review the SMSs till 7:15. Anything I see there that is off, I'm making phone calls. So even dashboards can integrate with SMS, which is something you need to understand. And the trends and historical data you would like to elicit from the dashboard. This is very important in you designing it. Then how do you want to present it? Is it charts, bar graphs, numbers, all of that. And then your notifications and alerts, human or technology, as I would call it. These are all the key elements I believe you should consider and begin to look at in creating a great dashboard for your institution. Thank you very much for listening.
Oh my! I've thoroughly enjoyed. I told you that the master of dashboards is going to present to us today. By the way, Engineer Damilola Bamiro is the son of one of us, the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan, Professor Olufemi Bamiro. You can see, say, elephant, no, they give birth to ant. You can see the man is a giant himself, intellectually, and he is doing so well in JAMB that my Oga, Professor Shakulu, the Registrar Chief Executive of JAMB, is his right hand man. So thank you very much, Damilola. We look forward to see you on Saturday. We're going to work with you on how that's delivered, maybe an hour or two of your time, to give us some more practical insights into how to set up management dashboard and especially for use by directors of academic planning. Until we come your way again, bye bye.